Good morning, Dwayne here, Dry Creek Wrangler School. I want to make a video this morning, and instead of making a video that's geared towards Wranglers, I want to make one for guests. Okay, if you are planning on maybe going to a dude ranch this summer or going to a place and scheduling to pay for a 1 hour or 2 hour horseback ride, I'm talking to you. I want to make a video for you, some things that your Wrangler wishes he could tell you before you arrived. Okay, some things that might give you a more enjoyable trip and make things easier for the Wrangler. Number one, be on time. That's important. Be on time. Now, if your ride is scheduled for 10 o'clock, that does not mean pull up in the driveway of the dude ranch at 10 o'clock. When you arrive at 9:55 and your ride is scheduled at 10 o'clock, they're sitting down there with the horses saddled. All the other guests are probably there, and they're waiting to pull out on horses at 10 o'clock. If you show up at 9:55 and you got to change your shoes and you got to use the bathroom and you got to find a place to stash your purse and lock the car, and then you got to get into the office and pay and sign all the papers, the ride doesn't get out till 10:20 or 10:30. And all the other guests are waiting. And not only that, but they probably have, as soon as that ride gets back, especially in busy season, they have another ride scheduled to go out. Well, now, if they don't get out on a 1 hour ride, if they don't get out till 10:30, they're not going to get back until 11:30. And so now the next ride is 30 minutes late and all the way out, okay? So be considerate. You're not the only one skipping through this life. You're not the only one on a schedule. You're not the only one working. Be on time. There are folks out there who are perpetually late, and it's just inconsiderate. The whole world has to wait for me. The whole world waits for me because I don't know what shoes to wear, or I can't get my hair to look just right, or I can't get myself out of bed, or I don't have enough sense to know that I-35 is a madhouse and traffic is going to be crazy and I'm not going to leave early. Be considerate of the world around you and arrive on time, okay? If you arrive late, everybody's going to be late. Everybody's going to be in a rush. Everybody's going to be in a hurry. And folks are going to be irritated at you because you've held everything up, and your ride's not going to be as fun, okay? Number two, for the ride, dress appropriately. I'm not talking about morals, okay? I'm just talking about physical comfort and safety, all right? Now, a Wrangler's job is to make your ride as safe and as pleasant, as comfortable as possible. And so don't sabotage them in the process and come out there not dressed logically and reasonably and safely, okay? Leave the shower shoes at home for the shower. Leave the flip-flops for when you go to the mall or wherever it is you wear flip-flops. Wear enclosed shoes, okay? Now, you don't have to have cowboy boots. In fact, I've seen so many, especially ladies, show up in some kind of fashion reiteration of a cowboy boot, which is not a cowboy boot, but it's got pointy toes and it's got a tall, thin heel, and it's got crystals and rhinestones and stitching and zippers, and it's just not practical and it's not comfortable. You'd be better off just wearing a good pair of tennis shoes or a pair of hiking shoes or something, just enclosed to protect your feet, okay? Wear long pants and just to protect your legs from the sun, from bugs, from branches going through the trees, from rubbing on the leather on the saddle where the skirt comes down. And just do yourself a favor and dress appropriately for the situation. If you do not have a cowboy hat that you're used to wearing and that fits you good, leave the cowboy hat at home. I know it's all part of the mystique and it's cool and it's the fashion thing, but breeze blows a little bit, blows your hat off. The Wrangler has to stop the entire string, get off his horse, go back and get your hat. And you ride along for a little ways and you go under a tree limb and you're not used to it, so you duck, but you don't duck far enough and the tree limb knocks your hat off. The Wrangler has to stop, get down, go back, pick up your hat, give it to you. Everybody's sitting there waiting. You go on and somebody behind you says something, and so you turn your head really fast to talk to them and your hat spins around and comes off. About the third time of that, the Wrangler's going to get kind of tired of it, and he's going to pick up the hat and he's going to carry it with him back, and he has to carry it on his horse because they can't just stop the whole ride all day every 15 minutes to get your hat. All right? So what's the point of having it in the first place? Just dress appropriately and just save yourself and save everybody around you some grief and some headache. Okay? So that's number 2. Number 3, manage your expectations. Manage your expectations. Listen, expectations are the breeding ground of disappointment. That's a life lesson right there. We expect the whole world to give us everything we want, every way we want it, whenever we want it. And our expectations are unreasonable. And so we go through life disappointed. The place that you're signing up to ride has a business model. They have rules. They have insurance. They have regulations. Okay? And so if you are expecting to go out there and gallop like your hair's on fire, weaving in and out of trees and swimming across rivers and carrying on down, to ask them beforehand, is this the kind of riding that they do? And if they say, no, we don't do that, we are a single file, walking, enjoying the scenery, trail ride outfit. Set your expectations to that, okay? It does nobody any good when there's somebody on the trail ride that's back there saying, oh, I'm so bored. I'm so bored. This is so slow. My horse is so slow. Can we trot? Can we trot? Can we lope? Can we canter? Can we do this? Can we do that? It just set your expectations. Find out what the kind of ride that they give and do that. Listen, they have to have horses that are safe for everybody. And horses are creatures of habit. And you start letting horses canter, trot, take off here, take off there, do whatever, they learn to expect that. And then you get someone who's never ridden before, someone who's elderly or extremely young and is a little bit nervous, and you've taught the horses to just run, hare 'em, scare 'em, and do whatever, then they're not safe for the next people. And so most outfits, they keep the string in single file, and they go at a walk, and you're there to enjoy the horse, enjoy nature, enjoy riding, enjoy the company that you're with, okay? It's not an adrenaline rush. That's not what most of them are for, okay? So manage your expectations. Number 4, now this is important, okay? And yes, I'm going to cover it. I'm going to deal with it. Tipping. Wranglers make terrible money. You'd be horrified to learn how little some outfits pay their Wranglers. And the Wranglers are only in charge for keeping you safe and enjoyable on an 800 to 1,200 pound animal out through. They're only in charge of keeping these animals fed and keeping them healthy and taking care of everybody on the string, regardless of what country they're from, regardless of what their riding level is, regardless of what their attitude is, regardless of what language they speak. It doesn't matter. The Wranglers expect you to keep everybody alive and happy. And for that, they get paid pennies. They don't get paid anything. And you have the luxury, if you sign up to go for a ride and you wake up in the morning and it's pouring rain and you say, you know what, I don't want to ride today, and you call them and say, cancel, I'm not going to ride. The Wrangler doesn't have that luxury, because somebody's going to show up to ride and he has to be out there, she has to be out there. It's 107 degrees, they're going to ride. And when you get done riding, they probably took somebody out before you, and they're going to take 2 or 3 more rides after you, and they're going to keep going, and they're going to work till dark. And they don't get paid anything. They live on tips. They depend on their tips. If you have a good Wrangler, tip them, for crying out loud. Take care of them. But now here's the second point to that. If you've not worked in the tipping side of things in the industry, you may not know this. But when you go to pay your bill, whether it's at a restaurant, or it's at a dude ranch, or wherever in the hospitality industry, when you go to pay your bill and you swipe your card and it comes up and says, do you want to leave a tip? And you hit that button because it's so simple to say, yeah, I want to leave a 15% tip. That person did not get a 15% tip. They did not get that. They got some money, but they didn't get as much as you put on there. Because when you run it on your credit card and it goes through the machine, they don't get it until the next payday. And it shows up on their paycheck as payroll, which means it's completely taxed with everything. Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, FICA, state income tax, everything that their paycheck gets taxed, that tip got taxed. And so, and that holds true for your waitress too. Okay, so if you're going to go into a situation that you know, if you have good help looking after you, you're going to want to tip them. Take cash, tip them cash. All right. So I hope this is just a little bit of help that helps you if you go out to do this. I want you to have a good time. It's a wonderful vacation. It's a wonderful family time. It's good therapy for you physically. It's good therapy for you mentally and emotionally if you approach it right. It's a wonderful family vacation, and so just kind of go into it a little bit with your eyes open. Just want to help you with that. Okay, so if you like the content, click like, subscribe if you haven't, hit that bell. If you got family or somebody you know is planning on going on to a dude ranch or going riding this summer, click share and send this link to them. We do have the Patreon account if you want to continue to support this channel and help us put out this content. And yes, we are continuing to work on the school. We're in Tennessee right now. And so Mom and I are heading to town when we get done with this video to get some more paperwork done and more business license and all that stuff, get that taken care of. We have the information on the website, drycreekwranglers.com, and or you can email us or contact us here via comments, and we still have some spots open. We're filling up into June for the classes coming up. So let us know if there's anything we can do to help, and we'll catch you guys next time.